All right, I got another guest this week. The wickedly talented Emma Doran joins me here in the shed. We talk about her life as a ma. We talk about how she got her start in comedy, some bad jobs she's had, and how she's been smoking since the age of 16. And then later on, we talk about RTE, the Tupperty scandal, and how they don't give you any money if you make a sketch show in Ireland. And she also explains later on how she sometimes prefers bad gigs to good gigs. It's a lot of fun. All of that and more on today's Tony Cantwell Shitshow.
Emma, thanks so much for coming into my shed.
Thanks, this is lovely.
What's your history of sheds? Did you have a hangout shed when you were a kid growing up?
Oh my God, that's such a good question. There was, yes, there was one. Now, were they sheds? There was one in behind our farm shopping centre.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a makeshift thing.
Yeah.
I think it was given a name of some.
Just kind of like a porn hut in
No,
the woods.
well, I think it was one of those things that it was the lads, they owned up, but you'd go in to have a smoke. And I do remember one time I think it was when I was smoking when I couldn't I couldn't have the cigarette in my mouth while I lit it.
yeah.
And I think then I'd progressed to being able to light the cigarette in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then
because you're a child with no depth perception. Like you start lighting it here, like, oh no, hang on. I don't want to get too close to my face.
I think that was the first time that I lit the filter. Do you
Yeah,
yeah.
I've smoked a full fag backwards. At a wedding or something. And it's not that different. Well, I didn't notice.
The last time I did it was at Ivy Gardens. And oh my God, what's the comedian? Alan Partridge's like wingman.
Tim Key.
Yeah, he was there and a few others like cool UK.
He's cool. Yeah,
cool UK comics. And I was there smoking backwards. Yes. He had to say to me 3 times.
Yeah.
Like,
you need to stop that.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way round. She's not listening. She won't listen to me. Do it in a poem with Tim Key. And
I
I'll
think
pay
he would have
attention.
called. I think, and the third time he probably called me love because he was just like, she's fucked.
Yeah, you need to stop this, babe. Yeah, you'd be seeing wild things in the green room of Ivy Gardens. People have no idea. I mean, I won't spill the beans, but
I like when there's fist fights.
you saw a fist fight?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, that was good. Well,
was that between redacted and redacted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a punch thrown and missed, and then a kind of but still good. I mean, comedian standard good.
Yeah, comedians.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like grabbing, punching people's backs. You ever see like a fist fight in the green and which lads punch each other in the back? You never see that in a mixed martial arts fight, but it's always like doom and doom. That's the go-to move.
Oh God, yeah. I think there was back punching. But yeah, I love that green room. Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Looking forward to it this year.
Free drink, I think, is a major part of it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there one time, and someone from Aiken was all like, "Tony, what's the crack? Look, I'll go over and I'll buy you a drink." And then while he was at the bar, Martin Angolo just literally like came up from out of the ground. He's like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "Oh, do you want one as well? Oh, great, yeah." And then out of nowhere, Danny Ryan also just pops up like, and I'm saying to Aiken, "Oh, can you make that 3 pints now?" Like,
yeah. Oh God.
But like you'd see Martin coming from anywhere, but somehow he just like crept over. Like, what's going on here?
He's such a quiet man.
He is a quiet man. Yeah.
He does kind of enter a room quietly. You wouldn't know he's there.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a sidler. Like when I used to work in an office, I had to I'd be in early or whatever sometimes, and somebody making a coffee, and some people are in that kind of like morning mode and they're locked in, they're just making a coffee, using a coffee machine or whatever, and they're locked in, and I'd be walking into the canteen, and I already know in advance because of how quiet I walk. They're like, they're going to get a fright now, So I'm in there and I'm like, and then even still, this little one just turns around like, oh my God. And I don't know what I can do. I think I need to wear a collar, like a cat.
I do that thing, and I've been told by numerous people that I'm quiet when I should be loud.
Yeah.
And I'm loud. So get me in a library and I'm like, I don't know why. I have a problem. I'm constantly going on to radio things, just whispering into fucking microphones all the time, not answering yes, no to questions. They're like, okay, great. Let's have another song.
You're very good at comedy. You're very good at doing.
I'm trying.
You're very good at doing live comedy, of course, and your output is unbelievable when it comes to videos. Before I ask you about that,
Yes, yeah.
Is this the first job you have been good at, or have you been good at other jobs?
Do you know what I think it is?
Yeah?
I think it actually is because I had loads of jobs. And no, I wouldn't be a take the piss person.
No, Dosser.
I'm not well. If there's dossing to be done, I'll be doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I'm not going to leave stuff for other people. But one of my bosses, he said to me, he said, I can't tell. I can't believe he said this to me. He's like, I can't tell whether you're just interested or overwhelmed. Like,
You're just dead. You're just dead. That's so funny.
just
That
dead.
must have required so much of him thinking. You know, that,
Yeah,
there was so much
yeah.
thought that went into. I can't wrap my fucking head around this one. You know, probably
Yeah.
awake at night trying to figure
Yeah.
you out. You know,
Because he'd
That's a
just
great
say,
line.
"Are you, like, is everything okay?" And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, I think that was a job that I had nothing. So, have you ever been in this situation where you're in a job and there's nothing to do,
Yeah.
but you don't want to tell anyone that you've nothing to do in case they give you stuff?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a fine line. And actually, that job in particular, that's when I started to like really get into comedy stuff, or like researching about where you could go and do stand up and open mics. I'm not too bad in like a coffee shop, pub kind of setting.
Sure.
I do not take it seriously, but I do want people to get their food and their drinks
Yeah.
and all that.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I used to work in this place. I talk about it on stage, but I used to work in this place, Timber Trove, and I worked there because I was at this weird place where I still really needed a job, but I was getting like first interviews and I wasn't getting second interviews. And I'm total like spoof cakes. I can do an interview.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think these people are Googling me and they're seeing I do stand up and they think I'm
really?
not going to stick around in the job, which was true.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't need them knowing this. So I got this job in this coffee shop, and I remember I was like, that was a real motivation of like, I need to fucking do something. I'm in this. They don't even have me working on the floor. I'm working as a fucking kitchen porter.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'll do this. I need to get a job so I can get the next job. I was like, you know, I can't have a big gap on the CV. And this fella, I'm serving him. I was getting like pancakes, full breakfast, the whole shebang. And he was like, and I'm like, because you're in the kitchen and you're scrubbing or whatever, like you look like shite.
Yeah.
Like pure
Yeah.
shite.
Do you have hair now?
Oh, did I have hair that? No, because I wasn't even allowed to do with food.
Okay.
Do you know what I
right,
mean?
Yeah.
But every so often they would let me scurry out and pick up plates
Good
as
for
a
you.
treat. This fella goes, he goes, come here, you the one does them videos with Jen Hatton.
No way.
And I'm like, and I'm tidying up their plate. And I was like, yeah, that's me. He's like, no way. He's like, come here, get in the picture. And I'm like, I really don't want to get in the picture. Like, I know I look like a melting
Yeah.
potato. But I'm like, oh no, this is a nice thing. I was like, he wants to get a picture. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, oh, wait until I bring these plates back or whatever. And I was like, okay. And I can see the Owens in the coffee shop going, what the fuck's going on
Yeah.
there with that little shit? And anyway, he takes the picture and I swear to God, it just goes click. And then he goes, could we get more ketchup for the table?
Oh my God.
And I was like, I have to figure this out.
Yeah.
It was so humiliating.
Oh,
and then I
God.
think other people were like, why did he want a picture of you?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I do comedy. What do you do? Anyway, can we get more?
Get more ketchup. Oh, that's great.
So like, yeah, loads of jobs. But I think as well, not even just the comedy, but I think with because I obviously didn't want a job, but I needed a job. I was constantly like trying to find jobs. Like I'd go on job study and I'd look for a job within 5 kilometers or less of my house. You know, all this kind of thing.
Yeah. But that's I think there's not enough jobs, or because work and culture is all about hustle and
Yeah.
everyone tries to figure out, all right, well, as a company, why do we do it and all that shit. Like there's so much buy-in to be part of like the family where you work these days. It's so
Yeah.
hard just to be like, can we just not call a spade here? Like, I'm here to get paid. So like all of my motivations are here just to get paid. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want anything beyond the bare minimum, and I just want to be paid, and I'll do the job. You know.
Yeah, I don't want any pizza Fridays.
Yeah.
Just give me the tenner.
Yeah.
Just give me the
Yeah.
tenner. Yeah, or I've worked in places where you get in at 9. And like on your first week or whatever, you're making sure to like boom get in on 9, and you're wearing like office clothes, and like you've washed your hair and all this shit, and you're like, well, I hope they like this week because it's not going to be like this next week. But there's people in already,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh fuck, one of
Yeah.
these places,
Yeah.
and you're leaving and there's still people there,
Yeah.
and you feel like shaking them and just going, what? They would get rid of you in a heartbeat if they needed to, you fucking idiots.
So this ketchup incident mustn't have been that long ago.
No, not that long ago at all. I'm trying to think now.
Well, maybe 4 years ago? Wouldn't have been 4 years ago, would it?
Maybe 5. So I had a different job during lockdown, which I started before lockdown. So I was 6 months, then lockdown. I had pretty much the whole of lockdown-ish, and then another job before that for like 6 months. So not that, like, I had 3 kids, like I was, it was pretty. And then
They were small then. weren't
yeah,
they?
so they were, I see, because I was trying to get the thing of like somewhere local that would kind of be handy or whatever. And then I remember it just wasn't going to work either, because I asked for if I could like just go out the back because I was doing some phone interview on News Talk, and the atmosphere totally changed then, because I think people were like, oh, we thought she was one of us and she's off doing other stuff.
Okay, yeah.
She's just using this as a stopgap.
But like, what annoys me is the fact that people act like that isn't the case, or that like
And a lot of
jobs
those
have fucking
jobs.
high turnover for a reason, that people will move on, you know. But the idea, like this fucking illusion that like, no, you're going to hear, you know, it does not get like boring for like middle managers to be like, you know, all right, well look, you gotta go, you know, like every week, you know. Just fucking, like, that's what it is. Be like, look, you'll be here for a while. Hopefully you have a good time. Hopefully, you know, you make some money. And, you know.
I know, but you
just
get
doesn't work that
sucked
way.
in. Because I remember when I quit, they're like, what's bank holiday weekend this weekend? And I was like, oh no, well, like, I'll work that. Like, why the fuck did I say that? Oh no, I wouldn't leave his hanging.
God, no, I wouldn't leave you hanging.
Fuck's sake.
It is hard though when you have to just. You ever have it like to send one of those texts like where you quit something or you cancel a plan and you just throw your phone across the room and you can't look at it, you know? I had to do one of those recently.
Oh, cancel plans.
Well, I had to cancel like an appearance on something. And it was a pure like very short notice. Like
I'm not too bad, but so you cancel like work things like
yeah.
I don't tend to do that.
I don't do it often.
I don't do that, but I do it with social things.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is bad, but I've cancelled like on weddings.
And would you notice?
Week out.
Jesus. That's evil.
I know.
That is evil. That's great.
And it would
But I
only
bet
be
you
just
felt
like,
fucking amazing after.
I did, and it would just be a case of like, oh, stress me out because I'm gonna have to bring the kids to my mum's and
Yeah.
and it's
You've a good
that.
excuse though, yeah.
No, but it's not a real excuse. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, fuck her, I can't be
I
arsed.
know. No, I don't know. I feel with the kids like that. It's like I put up with enough fucking stress that I feel like I've got a pretty good excuse. And maybe if it isn't a good enough excuse with the kid, if it's something where like the kids, like it's actually a faff with the kids, so I will cancel. I don't feel that.
Yeah, I'm terrible at cancelling social events. Like, I hope people know it's not that I don't love them, but I just sometimes I do just want to sit on my phone and scroll mindlessly and vape.
Yeah.
Do you know, just like
yeah.
TV blaring.
Yeah, double
phone.
screening.
Yeah, it's phone blaring.
I
just love
genuinely like, and I really. Because there's a lot of, you know, there's so much shit talk about looking at your phone all the time, but sometimes you just sit there like, and kids are asleep. I'm just like, this is a lot of shite. Watching like satisfying videos of watermelons being cut. I'm like,
yeah,
you know?
it's nice.
It's nice.
Ella did say to me she was doing an exam for college in her room. She was doing it online, and she did come into me recently, like big head in her. And she was like, sorry, can you use headphones or something? Like you're blaring TikToks. But I was so in the zone. I was probably do that thing. I'm wearing headphones, but I haven't realised they're not connected because I'm just so in the zone.
Why is that louder?
just in a cloud of vape. And you're just
Yeah.
like, fuck's sake, will you just... Oh, sorry.
Have you been into nicotine since smoking in the shed up to now?
Oh, yeah. It's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's my one true... it's bad. So I started smoking when... me and a friend of mine, we broke the pledge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, broke the pledge. Let's
Yeah.
break it. Because as well, my dad pissed me off at the time because I wanted to take it to 16.
I said 16 in my mind to God.
Yeah. And
but I
he
told
was
him
just
I
like,
was
no, close the fucking door. And I was like, fuck you. So me and this girl, look at me not even naming her as if like I'm going to get into trouble now.
Sorry, we can bleep it.
Yeah, keep her.
Yeah.
Isabel Brennan. Okay. But I think I had smoked before that, like, because both my parents smoked. I had very easy access to cigarettes. My mum was more on top of how many she was smoking. She was suck up blue.
Right.
She wouldn't smoke a full pack a day. My dad was B&H and he was just smoking up a storm.
Yeah.
He was like, I'd watch him, he'd have a smoke and there'd be a full end on it and he'd fuck it away. He was just like,
Yeah.
in fairness now, he was like a fucking cowboy with the smokes. He was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like mad for them. So I used to like have the odd dragon one in an ashtray just for the crack. Like,
Yeah.
So we broke the pledge. That was a bit of crack. And she had a load of brothers. She had 9 brothers, so she could go and nick. Not all of them smoked, but a good few of them smoked. And so she could nick smokes very handy. And then I always said to her, I was like, I don't want to get addicted because I had started to see my mum trying to give up. And then gradually, when we got into first year, I started smoking. I was smoking for a while. And then this girl, Fiona Dempsey, says to me, we were walking through the boys' school one day, and she's like, it's a waste of smoke. You're not even inhaling. And I was mortified because I was able to exhale it out of my nose. But indeed, I was not inhaling.
Yeah. But I bet you look cool as fuck.
But I went home then. I went up to the attic in the house. I think my brother must have been doing the J1 or something. I kind of had like free reign of the attic. And I went up there and I taught myself how to inhale. And I still remember to this day, the first time I inhaled, I thought I was going to fucking collapse. I was just like... That's what she was talking about. I was like, I'm dizzy, I'm sweaty as.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to smoke everywhere. Smoking in my room. My mum went round to the Topaz at the time to tell them to stop sending me smokes.
Right.
I was mad for the smokes. And when I was a kid...
Was it 16 back then?
Yeah, I was 16. So that meant any age, really.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
no
yeah.
16-year-old has ID. And it would kind of be a case of, she looks old enough. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Or sometimes what you might do is you might buy a lighter to make them think, oh, okay, she's the real deal. She's not...
She knows the accoutrement.
Yeah, she's not,
Yeah.
cheaping out on matches or whatever. But I was smoking John Player Blue.
Jesus.
And I remember I used to come home from school. A lot of time I had to run upstairs straight into my bedroom to have a coughing fit into my pillow.
You really put a lot into this. Like, you are hardworking.
My mum-
Hardworking smoker.
My mom said to me, she's like, Emma, she's like, she got to say, like, Jesus Christ, if you're going to smoke, just not the John Player Blue. She's like, not the John, they'll just tear the lungs out of you,
Yeah.
not the John Player Blue. So I was like, okay, so...
What you get, John? Silk cut silver?
I know I couldn't do them, the ultras.
Yeah.
Laura Breen smoked them, and you'd ask her for a smoke and she'd give you an ultra. You just think, oh, for fuck's sake,
What were
Laura.
the ones that had the kind of pinholes in them that you...
That was ultra.
That was ultras,
and
yeah.
you could break it off then and have a small filter.
Yeah.
The blue did, but the ones on the ultras, the holes were really big. And but yeah, like I was defo smoking in school. We had the boiler where we used to go out and smoke, the bush. I'd always have smokes, but the odd time, you know the way you had ends. Well, no, you'd afters, good ends, scabby last drags, hand pull.
Yeah.
Where you'd hold it for somebody at your cigarette.
Yeah.
Well, there, that's enough. And the girls who start smoking in, what was it, like 4th or 5th year, we were just like, oh, these fucking blow-ins. Why did you bother starting now? That's what we used to say to them.
Yeah.
So
We
bad.
used to say the arse of that.
Yeah. Oh, you ducked arse it. Oh,
yeah,
for
you
sake.
ducked arse it, yeah.
Sorry, that's my John Player Blue cough there.
That's good.
I remember, but I know what you mean when you say things as a kid and you don't know what they are. I used to call, when I was young, I used to call my brother a rugby bugger.
A rugby booger.
Yeah. And I'd be like, oh, no, you're rugger booger.
Rugger booger. Okay.
But I didn't know what that meant.
I don't know what that means.
That means somebody who plays rugby.
Oh, yeah.
Who is...
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah.
I used to call people queer. I had no idea what it meant. I was like, oh, yeah, you're queer. You're like,
yeah.
You know, you just didn't know.
No, I actually think queer was one I used flippantly without knowing.
Yeah,
Just
like
it sounds like a fun word.
Definitely, I thought queer.
It's a bit weird.
Weirdo. Yeah, that's what my understanding of it was.
Yeah.
And then I think somebody took me aside when I was like 10 or something. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Had no idea. Oh yeah, and so this was another slag. Yeah, maybe no. I'm trying to think. So people used to call each other slappers.
Yeah.
That was fine. But then people used to call people a capper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then people used to call people a slapper capper.
Wow. Wow, that's a big one. That's a big one. Yeah. It's great they don't anymore. It's great they don't anymore.
So you're basically saying you're a promiscuous person with learning disabilities. What the fuck?
Pretty loaded.
It's like 11-year-olds going around, oh, you're just a slapper capper.
But it doesn't mean anything then. It just is like, what can I say now as big to deflect to move on?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Thing,
it just, you'd no idea what you were saying.
And looking back then of smoking at that age, were you cooler? Like, were you fucking cooler? Because obviously everyone probably thought you were cooler being... Because I know my wife, she's like, oh, you know, the cool girls would smoke by the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Behind the shed or whatever, you know. But looking back, do you think you were fucking cooler?
I think we kind of were. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to encourage.
You don't want to encourage. Well, no, there was different degrees. There was the people who had the 20 boxes from a very young age.
Yeah, wow.
And you were just like, okay, that's hard. Like, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
I suppose you were doing that thing though. You were constantly like dancing the line around like rules and stuff. So yeah, when you were a kid, the people who are the bigger risk takers are probably the cool people, aren't they? I think that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is as an adult, but I don't know. But yeah, I think that's. But no, like there was plenty of. I'd say I was probably like in the middle. You know what I mean? There was still plenty of people that I was like trying to impress, or like people who, if they said to me, "Oh, you leave an end on that," I'd be like, "Here, have a smoke." I absolutely have a smoke. Like, yeah.
That's pretty cool. People who play sport now are cool. Like, it's gone full circle, you know.
Oh, I did play sport as well.
You did?
Yeah.
That's very cool. That's very well rounded. Like, you got the danger and you got the good.
I only played stuff in school. I was never in like clubs or anything, but I did really enjoy sport. But then like now sometimes in a girls' school, if they haven't got like a big history of sport and they see you're good at one thing or you like one thing, they try and sign you up into everything then. And it's great because you do get off school then for like a half day or whatever. And they got me to do cross-country running, and I'm not. I'm a sprinter, or you know what I mean, like I'm not like a long-distance runner, like the size of me. Like you just know by looking at me. And I went to cross-country running, and we didn't know how to like warm up or any like. Yeah. I'm not joking. Like this is true. We 100% had a smoke before we did cross-country, and I puked. We went to Santry. Yeah. And like our warm up was a smoke, so we weren't like, you know the way now
did they
kids
just assume you would know how to do it. Like, was there any training or anything like that?
I think they were just like, we're out here, we're representing the school, we've shown up. I think that was kind
That's
of
where it begins and ends.
Yeah. But we never warmed up or anything like. Like, you know the way now when kids are into like, or like teenagers are into sport, they know about like nutrition and like going to the gym and all that kind of stuff. No, like I don't know if anyone who was doing that. The thing that we used to get freaked out about is when we'd go to Santry and we would go in like our O'Neills, and then the schools that had like the girls that were in running clubs and stuff, we would know if we weren't getting through to the next round, because if you were in a race with the girls in the knicker shorts
who had their own kit. Yeah.
We're like, oh, Snicker shorts. Or they had the spikes, like the runners.
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah,
one
yeah.
person had spikes and we kind of would share them around or whatever. But like, it's not that we were like
You
poverty
get the left
stricken.
foot.
We
she'll
just
get the right
weren't.
foot.
We just weren't bothered. We weren't that
Yeah.
enough into it. But yeah, the knicker shorts. We were always just like, oh fuck. But it was a nice day out. So I did like sport, but I was never. I'm trying to think now if I was ever in a club. No, I wasn't in a club. My parents kind of left it. They, in fairness to them now, they weren't those kind of people that would like. Well, they had absolutely no interest in GA anyway, so they weren't GA parents. But they never like pushed anyone into doing anything. I think my brothers had to do piano for a little while when they were younger, and that was such a shit show. I think they just hated it. They were just there. So I think from
what a thing to force someone to do. Like, what a thing just to be like, practice that, being like, I don't fucking hear what's good about it,
And the scales.
And the scales, exactly, yeah.
Not good. So I think then they were like, no, just leave it up to them. If they want to do something, they'll come to us. I think the only outside thing I ever did outside of school was I signed up to a drama group.
Right, okay.
Like I actively pursued that. I looked it up in the yellow pages and I said to my mum and dad, I want to do that. And the reason I wanted to do that one was because it was an agency as well. Oh. And a woman who used to be in Fair City ran it. So for me, I was like, this checks out.
Really? So you had the eyes on the prize early on?
Yeah, but I say it was fifth year. Because I knew other people in my school were acting. There was people going, it was like the factory and they were doing like hip hop dancing, and there was a girl, she was getting in ads.
Yeah.
And I was raging about that. I was fucking jealous. And she had the thing of, she was blonde, really cute, and she had a twin brother and he was in a cheese string ad. Oh. So I was like, they've got this thing sewn up.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, if I could try and get in on this action.
So was it seeing their success that you were like, I want a piece of that? Or would there have been actors or people that you would like put up on your wall?
No, I think I had it. I think I had it in my head from a young age that that's what I wanted to do. But I just thought that's what everyone wanted to do.
Yeah, I thought that.
And I remember I had
it's obvious. Look at them; they're there.
That's what we all want, isn't it? Yeah, because I remember I had a discussion, not just like a chat with my friend after secondary school. Maybe we were in college, and I was saying, "Oh, well, of course, like I always wanted to get into that stuff, like yourself." She's like, "No, I don't have absolutely no interest."
Like yourself, of course.
But like we're doing all the like the messing in school and all, and like having the laughs and doing silly dances. And she's like, "No, but I wouldn't. Not as a job, like not devote my life to it. Like that'd be fucking mad, wouldn't it?" I'm like, yeah, I suppose so.
Were you vocal to people like your parents that that's what you wanted to do? Did you want to get into the acting or silly dancing?
No, not silly dancing. No, I told them about that drama group, and they were like, "Yeah, cool." And I did go and do it, but I never would have said to people or anyone else, like, that's what I want to do as an actual full-time pursuit. Or like, I never would have gone to like finish school and done like Gaiety School of Acting. I would have been just like, oh, get a fucking grip.
Yeah.
And even still, people who do that, I do think get a grip.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You have a real resistance to like when people like buy into the culture or something. You're like, fuck off, like, Like, I've been at things where, like, people have been given, like, a talk to introduce stuff at first, and you're like, can we just do what we're here to do? Like, you just don't, you don't like people, like, doing intros. You don't like people setting the kind of scenario. You're like, I'll do it on the day. And I've heard you say that many times. I'll do it on the day. But, like, you do it on the day, and you do it very well on the day.
Yeah.
But you've never been one for, like, we need to muck in together and pull ourselves up by our boot, which actually makes sense that you're doing running off on your own. That makes sense, when you're for sport.
I don't know what it is. I feel like if I buy into it too much, I might disappear my own arse or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
I was very resistant to any. I always just wanted to be like a non-conformist. Like I never wanted to be part of a team, like play team sports. I never wanted to kind of, like it was only till I got into my 20s and I ended up working in sales, and I had an actual good boss to be like, look, you're actually good at this, and you add something to the team.
Okay, so you enjoyed it, did you?
I enjoyed it when I got to that stage, But before then, I would have been like, no, I'm not going to be on any ladder. I don't want to. I don't want to be at the bottom rung of any kind of team ladder or anything like that.
So you didn't do team sports?
Didn't do any sports.
Okay.
Always forget my PE gear. And I remember one time we had this Croatian kickboxer guy in transition year, and I would have actually liked to do kickboxing, but the habits were ingrained. I didn't.
Yes.
I forgot my gear and I had excuses every week.
It was too late now.
Yeah, it was too late to actually muck in. And I remember he was all like, "You don't have your gear. Okay, you sit over there." And then we had people running around, and he was like, "Let's do a lap and look at the sissy girl."
No.
It's the sissy girl. Let's go around one more time and have a look at the sissy girl.
Oh, were you sitting there on your own?
And I was like, yeah, no, someone else had
Oh my God.
But, I don't know. It's just when you're a kid and you're like, I kind of have this stubbornness thing down that even if I wanted to do it now, I've kind of made my bed. You kind of make these decisions when you're a kid. Like, no, I'm just not that person. I'm just not like that. And I'm not willing to
I think,
change.
do you know what? I know what you mean. I think early on I had decided that some of the people that I had met along the way that had been involved in drama schools, I didn't want to be one of those people.
Yeah.
I would have described I would have thought that they were like snooty or snooty and kind of weird.
Yeah.
Do you know? Not Cheese String and the twin brother and everything, but like
all right, Cheese String. Sorry, in the fucking telly last night, Cheese String.
Oh, flipping and all sorts. It was a great ad.
Yeah.
But I think I just didn't want to be one of those. I suppose I was like, why as a child was I concerned about being a lovey? I think it was like I didn't want to be a lovey, that I wanted to be still like, no, like grounded in some sort of reality.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's because I never wanted to fully embrace it because here we are.
Here we are, yeah.
Never wanted to fully embrace it because I never thought I'd be fully a part of it.
Yeah.
Always had to be ready to like step back into like a shit job.
Yeah, that totally resonates with me.
Yeah.
And it's weird the things that you it's weird the kind of psychology that you only unpack as an adult sometimes when you kind of see it in other people. But like, I would have been like, that's a group I would like to be in. Oh, they probably would think I'm shit. I know I'm convinced they think I'm shit. Well, do you know what? I think they're shit.
Yes.
I know I dislike them, and you don't really analyze these things. You just keep building on your kind of rule set for life.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's because of that, and that's because of that. And then you actually look at the foundations and being like, oh no, I should have just joined the club. It should have just probably would have been really nice, just because they had something that I didn't try for, That's all. Like, I even had this bad attitude with RTE recently. I was driving by Montrose, and I flipped off RTE. This is before the tub shit. And I flipped off RTE. And my wife was like, why'd you do that? And I was like, I don't know. I just haven't made that with them yet. And she was like, but you've never like put a proposal together. Like you've never like presented anything to them, And I'm like, oh yeah.
I know. It's
but
funny,
I was buying into this kind of,
and as well, like when you think of like RTE or those kind of places, you just think of it as this big thing, not like all the individual components involved in that thing, or like. Yeah.
You just picture D Forbes with like, a green stamp and a red stamp. Like, Cantwell.
Oh yeah, I'd have it in my head about certain like clubs or people or whatever. But it's basically I've gotten a sniff, I think, that they're not into what I'm selling or whatever.
Sure.
And then I'm stay whatever. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think I mean, this will have come out a few weeks after, so I don't know what the current state of the situation is. This is just within the week of everything kind of coming out. But I don't know. I think what they've had to do is this would make it very interesting because the whole story's been they're hemorrhaging money, that they don't have any money. There's no money for anything. They have to sell land, to make money, and so I've kind of bought that rhetoric as to why the shows are the way they are and why comedy is the way it is, because they have to go with reality TV because that's proven to work with the core demographic, which is a bit older than us, the Late Late Show audience, which is older than us, and they have to maintain those kind of Ireland's own buying, rural kind of Ireland. But like the fact that they did have this money, that they could, if they wanted to, find the money, and then give it to just the avenues, and then they were like, well, I think people will kick off, so we'll keep that a secret. It does wind you up. But I kind of had bought into this idea, like, oh, the way it is like I kind of have sympathy for them because they don't have the money to make comedy,
Oh yeah, they wish they could do the stuff.
They don't have the comedy to kind of break the cycle that's existing and that's working at the moment. Like, Dermot Bannon works for them, Fitz Family. Works for them,
Don't get paid to do the celebrity one.
You don't get paid?
Don't get paid.
What was your charity?
My charity was Canteen, because my friend had been involved with Canteen, so I was like, okay, I'll pick that. But like, it's funny. People, I remember someone said to me, "Oh, you know, doing those telly bits now, you're gonna have to make sure you have all your ducks in a row when it comes to your own money." And I was like, "You don't get paid to go on the Late Late. You don't get paid to go on Aaron Smith's Family."
Yeah.
I was like, people think that when you do something on RTE as a spec, like as one of like as me or you.
Do you not get paid to be on the Late Late?
No.
You don't get paid to be a guest on the Late Late?
No.
I suppose you were promoting your tour. Yeah. So where's...
Yeah.
That's so expensive. It's such an expensive show. So no.
No, you can get it. You can get a lift. Of just total transparency.
Yeah, Virgin don't give you a lift.
Virgin don't give you a lift.
But they might give you...
Well, they might the odd time.
I've now... Oh.
I did once, I think, when I was like, well, I'm doing this other thing.
I did get one once.
You know, I was coming from town or something.
I was coming... I think they ordered me a taxi, and then I paid with the taxi pretty much with exactly the amount of money I was got.
I'm not sure if they got it because it was a PR thing for a festival, so they might have actually covered it. But it's infuriating when you think that there's all these people at the top getting all this big cash, and I'm sure there's other people. There's going to be other people who aren't, you know, household names or whatever, and we're going to see like, oh, fucking Miko Bollocks was on this. Like, what the fuck's going on there?
Poor Miko Bollocks. You know.
But these people on the board of executives saying, oh, like, we didn't know. It's like, well, that's not an excuse. Like, how could you not have known? The fact that you don't know is probably even worse than knowing.
But like, it was a scheme. It was a scheme created that would have had to have a lot of people, you know, involved in it. And I mean, I've seen people. I heard on the radio today someone saying, you know, oh, RTE is a very well-run organisation, you know, and I worry now people are going to come for RTE and try and rapidly change, you know, things. But I think that's what's fucking necessary.
Yeah.
You know? He was saying it like, no, we shouldn't try and change everything about it. I don't think they should be defunded. I still think people should pay their licence fee, you know, even though I've been evasive in previous years, you know. They don't wear suits anymore. They make it very fucking hard for you, you know. And they're like, hey, when did you move in? You know.
Yeah, you just moved in.
Just moved in.
Just moved in.
Yeah.
I'm still saying that in a few years. But I do feel sorry for like the researchers and stuff, and you know, because they're the people that really keep the shows going anyway.
Like the toy show, right?
Yeah.
Like when people want to talk about what the reality of TV and film is, it's people in their car that's a bit bigger than the other cars with all the fucking props in the back seat, picking them up from some kip at 11 o'clock at night. And like these people they're not getting paid for the extra hours, but they know that they're prop masters and they have to have the props in. Like that's the reality, and that's exactly where that money should be going. Like the reality of TV is, you know, completely underpaid freelancers with their car full of shite. Like that is what the actual backbone of TV and film is in Ireland, you know.
And everyone is in it because they have to be 100% committed, passionate, whatever about it. Like there's no one in any of those kind of jobs that's like, I don't know, like I'm just not really into this. Like they have to be into it, because to do it, and like for the shit money. What the fuck? Actually, I'm so annoyed.
It's so annoying. Like, the more you think about it, and the more it unravels, you know. And I did say this, you know, I won't, you know, but you know, Peter brought it up on Twitter, and I brought it up on the podcast recently. You know, me and him were asked to do No Worries If Not, to do one sketch, and it was €200. You know, to write and to star in that. And I have no issue with the producers of the show or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just the budget they were allocated to get the talent that they did, you know, and this whole argument that Ryan Tubridy was someone that we could have lost to the UK if they didn't match that salary. Like, what about every single person in that show who came with their own audience, you know, you guys, and promoted it yourselves, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know what you guys were paid, but, you know, I know.
See, I could say, because I did say it to you, but then I'm like, I don't want to say it because I know everyone got the same.
Yeah.
So in case other people don't want it out there, but if you see me on the street, I'll fucking tell you. But it was so small budget. Like there was like I like most of the clothes I had were my own clothes. I bought in rakes of clothes.
Yeah.
I think we had makeup when we had like a zombie thing where we were like kind of made up, you know, like it was like Halloween-y kind of, but like all the other days you're doing your own makeup and your own hair.
Yeah.
And like I noticed some people were like, yeah, well, isn't that fucking grand for you? But like usually when you're filming something, someone else is doing your hair and your makeup, and you're looking over your script, and we all wrote most of the scripts as well. So there was just like, you have a car full of fucking clothes. I'm bringing my fucking hair straightener because I know I'm gonna have to do my hair, and you know what I mean. Like so, like all, and they're like real full days, so they're all extra full because you're doing so much. But then like we were all happy to do it because we wanted to be able to do something, and I mean, if you put down the time put in, and I'm not even talking about the extra time of like travels and all that kind of stuff, I don't think, because we had like writing sessions and whatever, I don't think it probably would have been, I don't think it would have been minimum wage. And like we all knew that at the time, but we're like, we want to go into this, and we just wanted we were excited to have the opportunity to make something. And I stand by that. But when you see all of this stuff now, you're just kind of going like, what the fuck?
But like, if there had been a scheme to directly,
and not even us get more money, but just if there had been more money for extra filming days, or you know what I mean, that you could have done, like you could have gotten cooler locations, and just to make the thing better. It's not even about like the cash in your hand, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But even if like, say the scheme that they did for Tubbs of, you know, getting a sponsor, and that sponsor's directly paying essentially the top up. You know, to have something like that directly for to have something like that was directly for the show, to get like a sponsor or like one of the, you know, marketing execs to get something for this show that has, you know, the biggest Irish comedy sketch talents, you know, like that's not like, if they're going to do a scheme for Tubbs, they could have done a scheme for the show and had you guys better paid, you know. I mean, I don't think, you know, you guys, like, this goes completely against their whole defense of you know, well, we want to keep Tubbs here. Like, what about the actual future of Irish comedy, which was on that show? You know, there was no investment, you know. In I don't want to talk back because I wasn't in it, and I don't want to be one of these like, well, you know, I told you so, and any of the shit. But like, they were like, and it was very nice. They were like, look, this is the budget, just to let you know, you know, and they were, you know, comfortable. They were apologetic about it, but they were like, this is just what we have for additional
this
bits.
is what we're
and
dealing
we would
with.
love to have you in, and they were very nice, and I had a lovely meeting with them and everything, you know. But it was just, it seemed like more work than worth, you know. But it is very frustrating. It's just like, if they're able to do schemes for some and not everyone, and you know. But do you think Tubbs will ever work again? Well, we won't walk into RTE again.
I think he's done. I think the book will do well.
Right. He's got a book coming out.
I'd say he does.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Get his side.
I think if he's willing to talk in the book, but I do think that it is. What would I say? I do think the person who I want to ask more questions with or whatever would be like his agent. Yeah. Because I would understand maybe that like he wouldn't have full knowledge or whatever.
And I would wager RT were fairly strong armed. I reckon they were probably given some ultimatum to do something that is so out. You know, if they're like, well, look, no, you know, we're not going to take the pay cut. And if everyone else is taking the pay cut, there is no money to pull from that at the time, at least. You know,
so I think he's kind of, in a way, obviously it's, you know, it is one of those things you are responsible for it, but I feel like it's more RT and his agent, perhaps.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, like, I could see it, like, I could see it happening, like, and it's so not. I'm sure, like, if I was in that situation, you know, and it was just like, you know, look, we're going to do this, and we're going to have a sponsor brought in, you know, and if the agent was like, I think you deserve more, you know. I mean, I probably would take the pay cut if everyone else is taking the pay cut. You know what I mean? Everyone is taking the pay cut and the amount of money that it was, you know. But if the agent's like, no, don't worry, you don't have to take a pay cut. You don't know what those kind of conversations are like. I can see how an email that's like, oh, well, this seems like it solves all my problems and I don't have to do anything and I don't have to take a pay cut, you know. Yeah. I can see how that can happen, rather than the story now, which is taking food out of babies' mouths and freelancers on 0-hour contracts. And but that is something that has to be considered as well.
And I think if this had happened, I think the timing of it's really bad. So I think like if it had happened during Celtic Tiger, I think people would have just like almost laughed it off. Yeah. It's like all that, but I think now people are like, no, like cost of living is insane.
100%. But you know what? And I don't mean to.
We're annoyed. We're pissed off.
Cast too much shade on some of the RT presenters, but I also heard someone saying, you know, look, I think the reason why the public are so angry is because the average wage in Ireland at the moment is 49,000. You know, so they see these massive amounts of money, and they're like, well, that's hugely different from where I am. I think that the public are also annoyed to be like, well, you weren't worth that. You weren't worth the pay cut.
Yeah.
And you were certainly not worth the jump. And then everyone's kind of been coming out with their pay. And I'm like, I know what you're doing here. And you're probably seeing, you know, they're acting like Ray Darcy revealing his wage, you know, to be like, well, this is, you know, what I was paid. You know, it's probably like, look, I'm one of you. It's not good for anyone. It's not a good. It looks like too much money. And I think it's also that people are like, I don't think you're worth that.
And is 49 the average, is it?
49 is apparently the average, yeah.
Oh, I feel like that sounds high.
It does sound high.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably but it's, I suppose if you take the average, there's people bumping the average in a huge way.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah. I'd actually like to know maybe the millions of people who are on maybe under 30, you know.
Yeah.
Or the hundreds of thousands maybe under 30, you know. Or under 25, probably.
I'm just thinking of all the jobs of work. Sorry, back to the 49. What's that?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Who's getting that?
I remember getting a job and it was 16 grand a year, and like a sales job I was in, and there was no commission, and I was fucking like, you know.
And there was no commission. Christ.
But like I was paying like maybe £300 rent or something like that. You know, I could get by it. But I was just like, I was so delighted just to have like a, you know, and I know there's probably people on less than that who are probably like, you know, that's it.
Yeah,
you can't get it right.
But I changed jobs so many times. I mean, I was doing it to myself.
You must have like fucking 9 million emergency taxes. You must have always been getting the emergency tax, chasing back the emergency tax. You must have had it was like 3 birthdays a year getting your emergency tax back.
Big chunk of change. Like, what's this? Look at this.
It's an emergency. She might be out of here real quick. We need to get it while we can.
And at one stage you're like, oh, this is great, my CV looks real full, and then it's getting to the point where you're like, no, we're going to have to drop some of these jobs. This looks
the full CV. Be like, wow, this is a real fucking explorer here. Yeah.
But
2 pages.
No, I think I totally get people being pissed off with ORT. I'm pissed off, you know. I suppose it's different when you're thinking about like you've had dealings or interactions with the organisation, and it's not, you're not talking about it from like purely, because I think it's like if you've done, like, if you've worked for them or you've done bits, it's obviously it's biased whatever way. But if your relationship with RT is just watching your TV and listening to your radio, and you're pissed off about all that, like, I totally get it.
I mean,
like, and it's just
it's a wedge of money,
a constant thing, doesn't it? It's not just like a once off, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, absolutely shocked." Everyone's just like, "Oh
Well, I think what's happened as well is it's kind of like RTE have been kind of like cancelled, and like all the kind of bad will or whatever the kind of grievances people have been all kind of warped into the, you know. I think I wouldn't say people are happy, but I think people are satisfied to see criticism.
But he's almost the scapegoat now in a way.
He is a bit
isn't
of a scapegoat. I mean,
like you said, it's all been kind of bundled into this now.
But how does it not begin and end with Dee Forbes? I mean, even just for her having to, if it was something like a scheme that was brought to her desk, she would have had to okay that. She would have had to see when the figures are going out, what she's presenting how the figures are. Like, I mean, she would have had to oversee all of that happening, you know.
Yeah.
And then the fact she's, you know, as of this week, she's a bit sick, so she can't make the Oireachtas. She's got a doctor's note. She can't make the, you know, Oireachtas committee about it. But anyway, look, let's talk about some fun things. There's some fun questions for you.
Oh, okay. It's exciting.
Okay, I got some really fun questions, and I won't keep you too long.
No, you're grand. I was just checking the time.
Okay, grand.
But I've nowhere to be.
Really?
Well, no. I mean,
kids are in school?
Yeah, they're in school.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're finishing up tomorrow. Oh, God. Did you know what they did today? I'm actually raging about this. There's a camp in the school. And I said, they did it last year. And they enjoyed it, like. And I said, well, when you get the note about the camp, like, give it to me. The two of them had basically decided together they didn't want to do the camp, that they just wanted to stay home, like be on the switch and watching telly. So they kept the note about the summer camp from me.
That's very clever. That's very clever.
I was fucking caught them this morning.
Did you?
Don't you be crying, you're really big so. I was so annoyed with them. It's when they get together and do this stuff.
Yeah.
And they get
Who do you think was the main schemer?
I think Joe, he's 10. He's just, and they did it last year and they enjoyed it. But I said, "Did you find out about the summer camp?" Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I think there's someone different doing it, like a different teacher in the school." I was like,
Right.
"Yeah, grand, that's fine."
Yeah.
And I was like, I was starting to. He gave me the clue. Then I was like, "Oh, he's thinking of
Oh, very good.
dropping out of this now."
Yeah, yeah. Are you going to get them in?
Oh, I'm going to get them in. Yeah, they're going in now.
All right, got some quick questions for
Oh
you.
yeah.
What
Exciting.
is the craziest / maddest thing you've ever witnessed, either at a disco or a wedding?
Disco or wedding? Oh, I'd say probably disco. It's only just been like people riding and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would say at a wedding, probably the craziest thing I saw was it was the groom's second time being married, and the best man and the groomsman did speeches, really, really long speeches, and they referred to the ex-wife so many times. It was insane. It was. I think that's probably the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I don't obviously want to go into all that, but it was just like they had met each other at that time. So all their like kind of core memories as mates was when he was married to this ex.
Yeah.
It's not great.
And long speeches, like you know what I mean, long speeches.
See, we had speeches at our wedding, and my wife was like, I want to cap these at 3 minutes. You know, I want to cap the speeches at 3 minutes ahead. And I was very against that because I love all wedding speeches, and I feel like people should endure the long ones.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is the literally once in a lifetime opportunity for sometimes to even say an emotion, you know, to the rest of the family, which I find very important.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I love the speeches.
Yeah, and I buy into it. I'm like, like,
I'm such a little fucking piece of shit. Yeah. I go up to the person after, and I think it's a big deal that I go up and tell them. I thought that was great. If anyone gives a shit. But that's how I insert myself into that.
It's kind of about me, actually. Have you had any weird supernatural experiences? Any ghosties?
No, I wish I had, though. I did have this great memory from when I was a kid. I was really into the fairies when I was a kid.
Unreal, yeah.
I had like correspondence with them. They used to leave me letters. I used to write letters back.
Unreal.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. So when I was about 5, there was this memory that the fairies were outside the bedroom window and they were all fluttering around, and it was amazing. And then it wasn't until many, many years later that I caught that it was fucking maths. Like it's me, John, if you in time.
Was it one of those things?
So I wanted it to be, I think I believed for so long because I wanted it to be true, and it was so magical. But I would be I've done like the Ouija board now. Would have been a big fan of the Ouija board. I love a bit of that. But I've never, unfortunately, ever seen a ghost or a UFO or anything like that.
Oh, you would be open to?
I'd love it.
You wouldn't immediately be like, that's all bullshit.
No. Do you know what? There's a part of me that really loves like believing in that stuff. I hate the things, when people go into the haunted houses at night. Yeah. I'm just like, please do that. Please do that. Yeah, man, please do that.
I remember watching one of those Derek Acora shows, and he went in somewhere and he was all like, oh, there's a woman, she's got bees, and there's also bees on her head, and there's like bees on her beard, and bees coming out of her mouth. He's going to find with a lot of bees. It was cracking up.
I do watch as well. I get sucked into the psychics on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of tarot, man. There's a lot of tarot.
And there's this seatbelt psychic where people get into the back of his car. I'm sure it's like a TV show, but I just watch snippets of it. And from what I can gather, he seems to get it every time. He seems to be amazing. Obviously, I don't know how it's edited or what information you have, but I'm totally, I'm in that 100%. Yeah.
Is that what's has your interest in kind of clairvoyance inspired your magic?
I think so. Or even my fellowship would say, if either who out of us would be most likely to join a cult? She's hands 100%. It would be you. Yeah. You have that thing where you still want to believe and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I would definitely if someone is I'm just so easily impressed by people who seem to have confidence.
Yeah.
That even if there's someone who's maybe you know, an inch taller than me, and they seem to have confidence. I'm just like, I laugh before they finish the sentence. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I just want to be held by people all the time.
Yeah.
It's the confidence thing, isn't it?
What's the best Halloween costume you ever dressed up as a kid? I'll include costumes you maybe made for your own kids if there's something that's better.
Okay, let me think now. Oh, well, yeah, I'd say as a kid, I used to dress up as a lady for years. For
Lady?
a lady.
What's that mean?
What does it mean?
A lady.
Did you ever watch?
I want to be a lady for Halloween.
For what? Where's it coming?
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. Yeah.
And like the Aunt Sally, a lady would be like a hat,
Yeah.
a shawl, like a long dress. But it was basically I would get to wear makeup, so I was like, I'd be a lady. And then I did that for a few years, and then I completely flipped switch and then or whatever, and I dressed up as a soldier.
Oh, nice.
And I went around the estate. And people thought I was my brother. Then I saw a photograph of it recently. And for some reason, I'm completely in blackface. But
Oh, my. Soldier. Better salute the soldier.
now when you look back at it, it looks...
Did she take a balaclava on you?
No, she didn't. No, I think, no, she put like... She wouldn't have...
Like G.I. Joe, kind of like.
Yeah, but it was like, it was very
Tactical.
bronze. So it was kind of, I think I shared online, but were like, which dictator are you? Like, it was just like, it was very fun. I think the best one for my kids, one year I remember Ella was a spider. And it was really like, you know that thing of The Simpsons when is Marge working and Lisa dresses up as Jake.
Florida.
Yeah, it's Florida.
Yeah.
Just a bit like, that was made out of like tights and stuff. But she was happy out.
Yeah.
We did it together.
Yeah.
Or I love it as she went into school and everyone was like fucking princesses, like Cinderella and everything. And she's coming in this big black spider.
But did you have that thing where the arms and they were hanging off the one arm?
Yeah,
that's
But
great.
then everyone was like, oh, that's cool because I think nobody made their costume. Oh, actually, and in fairness, shout out to my mum. She was great at costumes. She had me, I was dressed up before as she would make things for plays and stuff. It was like the Queen of Hearts. We had a fancy dress costume in school, right? And I dressed up as the Queen of Hearts. And she had done out the whole playing card. And like, you know, had straps and I had that same on the other side. And she'd built these like support straps because like I was going to wreck your shoulders and whatever.
Unreal.
This big old thing. And then a girl in my class forgot about it. She got a balloon, drew a face on it, stuck her head in a jumper and had the balloon and she fucking won. Fucking Jennifer Ross, I was fucking raging at you.
We're just calling it over.
So she was just going to pronounce their first and second name.
Yeah.
But so my mom now, for she's real artsy. I think
What did she do?
she was a nurse, but I think like if she'd had her choice now, she definitely would have gotten into art. And she'd be much better artistically than I would be. And she's much more of a like perfectionist and precision.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, exactly. She likes, like, she'd be good at like sewing it. And if I was sewing, I was like, Grant, I need to like move on to whatever the next thing is. But she has much more like persistence with things. Like, yeah.
I'd love to see like an alternate reality where like all the mums who just got into a job but had a different passion, like what that would
Oh,
look like,
yeah. Because she said she wanted to do art in school and she put it as her choice. But I think it was only her and one other girl. So they're like, well, no.
Yeah.
So that was the end of that. So I think she could have been really, she would like costume design or like she does paint now. She got into it, but yeah.
Yeah, so my mum like has always just worked in shops and she's very good at that. She's, you know, very personable, worked in retail and news agents and that kind of thing. But like since there have been video players, she's always just known how to do a video player. She's always really good with phones, very technically gifted.
Yes.
You know, like I remember one time we went on holidays and she literally had set on the video player to record an episode of X-Men that would be starting and then ending at a certain time. And when I came out, a long play as well on the VHS.
Wow.
And I remember coming back and there was like 30 episodes recorded that had just come on, and this is like we're like a thing just had like 3 buttons, and she's able to figure all that out. You know, I feel like there's an alternate reality where she like is some sort of like NASA engineer. You know.
Yeah.
You know. All right, I've got more. 2 more questions.
That's really interesting about your mom.
Oh, she's very good at that. She's very good at all that kind of. She always goes over to like her sisters to like set anything up. If there's an app that has to be set up, if there's flights have to be booked.
She's very the person. Yes. Is it funny how they set up the apps and they book the flights?
Yeah. Yeah.
They do all. What's that all about? It's funny how they.
Yeah, she's also very good at Tetris. Like I remember, like when my brother got a Game Boy, like you had to pry it in my ma's hands for the Tetris. She was white knuckled, fucking, you know, smoking Carol's cake.
Yeah, I'm Carolyn. And nobody cigarettes.
Yeah. You should do
I'm not a cigarette now.
I know you do a lot of podcasts at the moment, but you should really do a fag kind of review show, you know, where you're just like
maybe on reviews.
Yeah, or if anyone has any old fags from the 19s. That maybe they found.
It's so long since I've actually had a cigarette now at Family Wood Club.
Yeah.
I don't crave them now.
It took me a while, like when I started like doing little disposable vapes.
Yeah.
I felt like it was my first cigarette. I felt sick.
Yeah.
Why? And then like it's so stupid, isn't it? And you're like, I'm gonna push past this. I'll figure this out. Don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I figure it out. Yeah.
So what is something that you don't like that everyone else does like that you'd actually like to make illegal?
So many things.
It could be Anne, it could be a TV show. It could be her Wyland for all you know.
Let me think now.
Something ever loves it. You're like, I actually don't like that. I want to get rid of that.
Like, the thing that springs to mind is like GA.
Yeah.
I've no interest in GA. Up to whatever, up to
the town. Yeah.
The fantasy.
You know, these things, mate. I'm playing county or whatever. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what it means. But when the Dubs were winning, I was there. I was there. Yeah. My man gets tickets.
I'm no interest in it. See, because now I don't think I would have ever gotten into what they used to thing in our school where the football was at the same time as the GA. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, you're either doing one or the other. I was like, I'm going to do football because that's what we would play down the road.
Yeah.
The GA, no, not a big fan of. Like, what would I make illegal?
I love the idea. Just you're like, GA, just make it illegal. You're so. I remember you said something before. Well, you've said it a few times where you've actually even said like that you love bad gigs, that you actually just love. Sometimes like not that you want to bring on a heckler or whatever like that, but if they're not feeling it, you're also you fucking love it, and you just like, oh well, this is what this is now.
Do you know what? It's so. I love it, and I think there's something as well that like I think as well what it is the people that you're on with. When you have a bad gig together, there's no like. It's such a bonding experience.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I would always feel like Martin is like a comedy cousin because we started at the same time, but we have so many memories of so many bad gigs.
Yes.
So I think there's something like it just makes me feel comfortable sometimes because when I started like, oh my God, there was gigs in like the Badass Cafe. I was a regular. Created to the Badass Cafe. Like so much. Oh, so many. So I think it's just I feel like I know what to do.
Yeah. What's your top tips for navigating a bad gig? This is exclusively just for me.
Bad gig.
For coming away with it with some sort of enjoyment.
I think what it is like that you have to create an atmosphere of like that you're aware of what's going on and you let everybody in. So basically, say if it's a bad gig and there's no one there, I would never, and this is only over time, I'd see other comedians do this, give out about like, oh, there's only fucking 15 of us here. Don't give out to those people because they're here. Yeah. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
So now it's a case of like, we're all in this together. And I suppose that's probably when I started doing crowd work and chatting to people and stuff. But I feel like if you allow them to get an insight into what's happening in your mind at that moment, then it does make it more enjoyable. And then I feel like you're not this might sound cheesy, but I feel like you're not alone on the stage, that you're all in it together. That's what I like about a shit gig, in a way. If I can get to that, sometimes you can't get to that point. But I think when I started out, I used to say, no matter what was going on out in the audience, I would just go up and I'd be like, I'm doing these jokes and that's what I'm going to tell and that's what's happening. Whereas I think as I got more experienced, I'd be like, no, I'll just wait and see what it's like. So I'm kind of like more open to like reading them and seeing what's going on with them. I think that's what thinking is.
So you would have that. So you wouldn't have a set list going there, or you would?
No. A lot of the time I wouldn't. I'd have an idea what I'm going to do, but I might depend on the gig now. To say like at the moment I'm trying to get new stuff, so I'd have an idea where I want to start and what I can finish up on when my times are enough. But I want to leave it like loosey enough that I can maybe find something. But
so are you literally going up on stage with a kind of idea about what you find funny, and you're just trying to explain that idea, or would you have had this written out already, which for your newer material?
Newer material. Sometimes I'd have like the bullet points out, and then I would add other bits where I was like, and I still haven't figured it out, but I knew I had something funny about text from your mom, and I haven't found the punchline, or what that is, but I keep like saying it because I'm like, I feel like if I will find it, but I feel like it's one of those that I'll only find on stage for some reason, whatever it is. But it depends. Sometimes I find like some jokes, I'll get them in my head and they're done. And then other ones, like I have one at the moment that I'm trying to work out, like about the school WhatsApp groups. And I thought I had it there the other night, and then I did it again and I fucking tanked. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, I had to go. But sometimes those jokes, I find that I have to pain over and it being better than the ones that come quicker. I don't know, like that I have to like try and work out what the punchline is, but I feel like I don't have like a solid thing that I do. It just depends on the joke. This is probably, I love talking about this.
I love talking about this as well.
Yeah.
It's all right. This is towards the end of the podcast. We can talk a bit of shop.
But I used to be much more rigid when I started, and I used to be much more deadpan. But I think then when I got confidence about being on stage and whatever, and that I had enough material, then I could like loosen up. And I feel like I probably am still quite deadpan, or I'm naturally like would lean towards sarcasm as a person. I feel like the me on stage now is much closer to me than maybe when I started out or whatever. And I used to be, I find myself, I think it happened after lockdown. I stopped I used to always write down my set list before every gig. And I feel like at some point I just kind of stopped doing that. I will still write it down, but some nights I will draw her. Yeah.
Do you find that makes you a bit freer to be present?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I think that's what it is, because I think what happen to me sometimes is I'd be too in my head. So say I might be starting a joke and then I might be like, oh, I'm fucking forgetting the bit before this now. And I'm like in my own head about this, which could still happen, but it's not as big of a thing now. Or now I would probably say, oh, I'm fucking forgetting that part of it now. I was like, I was that back end and kind of enjoy it. Yeah. Rather than back in the day, I would have been just like, so I feel like I've made them more a part of it.
Yeah.
That I used to feel like it was real, like I'm on the stage and they're out there, and there still is that separation. But I hope that we're more all in it together. Yeah. That's why I enjoy it more now.
I still feel like I need to have the definite skeleton, whether I do it or not. 90% of the time I do, but I might still have a bit more fun and talk to the crowd a little bit more now. But I still feel like I need to have. I've just done it so many times where I've thought I'm gonna go out there and just kind of wing it today.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly worked.
Was that so? Yeah. So I do that thing of I would have enough material. So say like the show is an hour and 10 minutes, no matter what happens. Like if the crowd literally have no fucking reaction, it is an hour and 10 minutes. But I will suss them out to see if there's any playing to be done. And sometimes like that, sometimes there's not. So I'll just go, okay, I'll just go back into what I'm doing.
How do you find the best people to play with?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because it took me a while to get it, because I used to do this thing as well. I thought it was just me being fun. But I used to do this thing where I'd ask somebody something in the audience and I'd get kind of aggressive with them.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, no, Emma, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Then I went through a period of picking the mouth person. Don't want the mouth person.
No.
You want someone who's in the middle that is okay about, you know, is kind of the friend that will go, okay, I'll go first then. If we need someone to go first, I'll go first.
Yeah.
But they're not like pushing people out of the way to go, I'm going to go first, I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
So,
And they're not going to die with you speaking to them.
and that, yeah, and you don't want them to die either, because that's, you want them like just somewhere in the middle. So I don't know what it is. I think I know now by, I can just judge it. It's something that happens in my brain. But I used to be constantly pick out, or if you'd see someone, oh, like I was starting out, you'd see someone go, no, you're like, oh, I'll chat to them.
Yeah.
Big fucking agent.
Because they, 90% of the time, don't actually say anything that could even be considered a sentence. That doesn't make sense. It's just like a word.
They grab you and they drag you down and they call the set and you're fighting for your life. And you're folks. So.
It took me a while to not talk to the mouth, especially if it's a mouthpiece at the front that no one can hear at the back. You know, and you're having this conversation. You've totally alienated the whole.
Yeah, you were like, oh, what's going on there? Usually now I'd have different things that I would do to like quieten them or just like not give them energy. And then, if I pick the person that's too quiet, I'd have stuff that I can do to like back out of that and like, okay, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable because, well, there's a certain level of uncomfortable that you want, but when you know this just kind of make everyone feel uncomfortable. But I think it's something. I think it just happens in my brain at the time, and it's just from. I'm essentially profiling. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can sometimes just make a connection with someone where you're like they're looking at you in a kind of way where they're already in a conversation with you.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're normally the best.
And it's so much fun when you get something like from that. It's so much fun for everyone and for you. And I feel even like you can't recapture that. Like if you watch it back or whatever, like it's never, you know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like there's nothing that can be done about that. But the energy that gives at the time. But then, like I would still go out and do gigs and just like, I'm going to do my set now. And like, so it just depends.
Yeah. Is stand-up your favourite thing?
Is stand-up, I don't know. But it's good, yes.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Because last week I gigged Monday to Friday. So I haven't done that in a long time. Because doing the tour, I was just doing my tour dates. I wasn't doing any other gigs. So it's the first time in a long time that I've done that. And I could gouge all the gigs were all different. And some of them, like, I kind of, like myself, I'd say 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10. There was another one that was like, I'd say 9.5 out of 10. Like, nice. That was a proper fucking gig that we all had. But, do you know what? I think I'm just addicted to it at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like my way of like being or whatever. And I don't understand people who don't do it or just do it like once and in 3 months.
Yeah.
And I have to like, especially like early days, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You don't do what that once every 3 months for this. Yeah. And now I'm like, no, people can do whatever they want to do about it. Like, some people don't need the fucking constant fix that you do.
No, they could probably do with it. It's definitely not going to hurt, you know.
I feel like when you start, though, if you're really into it, go, like, hit the ground running with it. And then you can take time out. I don't know, but, yeah, I used to get annoyed about it. But, yeah, no, I did 2 gigs there, and I'm doing my 3rd one now, a year later.
To see, yeah.
There's no good to do with you. It just like fucking annoys me.
Emma, you know, I could sit and talk to you all day. Do you have any tour dates you would like to plug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the Vicar in September.
Oh! Unreal. What date?
23rd.
23rd of September.
Yeah. So I just have a few dates in September. Done the tour, but they said we'll wedge things in.
Unreal. Paddy Power as well?
Paddy Power, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're going out after?
At least one of the days.
Yeah. It's hard to know though, because the last day wasn't great last day. The people were kind of tired by the last day.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the first day, then you don't want to be hungover for the rest of it.
I know.
So I think somewhere in the middle
You've got
is
it.
the night.
Yeah.
I always find it after that I missed the night. And then I'm like, we're going out tonight as well. Right?
you try to get it back up.
Yeah.
Well, no, but did you do
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah.
And then I was just like, oh, I drove here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've gone, I'll be late. Bye.
Yeah, I can't wait to the kids at that age where it's just like where there's no childcare after they go down to sleep, you know.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing now.
Yeah.
10 and 8.
It's just all fucking TikToks and vape. I've read fuck. Emma Doran, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks.